Okay, so how I got rid of my tinnitus. It took me 7 tries, but it's now gone. Keep watching if you want to find out more. So, how I got rid of my tinnitus, I tried 7 times before success. So if you've started to hear buzzing or ringing sounds in your ears or any constant noise that never goes away, you are not alone. Globally, 30% of the population will experience a constant intrusive noise which can be so debilitating it can lead to a much bigger problem mentally. Scientists at the SPHC carried out research that suggested 9% of women and 5% of men have attempted suicide as a direct result of suffering tinnitus. Now, those that suffer don't realise, and why would they? Like anything else, unless you have experienced, you never really know what something is like. As a former sufferer for over 15 years, probably longer, as initially we tend to ignore and put up with that something, whatever it is. It's when the noise becomes more intense, which it usually does, we then start to look for help. As a hypnotherapist and someone who practices natural treatments and remedies, I'm often asked, you can't be that good if you can't help yourself. Maybe something in that, I don't know. Which I've often thought as I have treated clients with tinnitus and hypnotherapy or using hypnotherapy, and it's helped them immensely. It's not cured, but it made it so it becomes more manageable. Now, there are many different treatments out there proclaiming to treat tinnitus, some having different degrees of success, but not really curing. Some of the remedies include ginkgo biloba, zinc supplements, antidepressants, anti-anxiety drugs, meditation. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that, but it's a traditional Korean natural medicine treatment. Gushin, pianos, Chinese herbal medicine, and then we have garlic, which is it's an incredible thing. Is garlic? It's just in about every condition it appears to help them. That is garlic that is not powdered and you buy from the supermarket, but fresh garlic cloves that you do yourself. Okay, Yoku Kan-san, Japanese herbal treatment, and of course hypnotherapy. The list does go on and on. I've no doubt some of these will help someone because we're all different, and what is effective for one is next to useless for someone else. This is often the case in many forms of treatment for anything. I've worked and given hypnotherapy treatment to many clients with success, but often have to change how I treat clients with the same problems. So what is the real answer to the problem of tinnitus, and can it be cured? By the way, how I get rid of my tinnitus, I tried to say 7 times before success, is a simple way of using simple compounds. It's not some $800 tablets in a gold bottle, which someone tried to sell me once. Commercial treatments promising to cure tinnitus, I've tried some, and with the understanding I have of herbal and natural remedies, I end up having read further the details, understand they are total marketing hyped bull. They'll do nothing except cost you money. In saying this, there is a real placebo effect sometimes. When you really believe or want to believe something, a bit like hypnotherapy and the power of suggestion, they don't work and they do not cure though. But they can have the effect of maybe helping you initially, but it does go away. So what is the answer? Well, before I go on and tell you about my cure, yes, I know I did say cure. People say you shouldn't say cure, it's in remission or whatever you want to call it. All I know is for 2 years, I've had no symptoms at all of tinnitus. I do want to outline some preventative actions we should take and I follow, and I do now, as many cases of tinnitus are by a direct action we have taken in our lives. My own was in my younger days as a nightclub DJ and constantly listening to music in my home with headphones on. Yeah, pretty stupid, wasn't I? But we've all done these things. This is the problem. We do these things that don't necessarily have an initial effect, but they come back to haunt us later on in life as we get older. Some of the causes of tinnitus: hearing loss in general. This is whether it's through age or through just have some condition or anything like this. One thing that tends to accompany a lot of hearing loss is tinnitus. Meniere's disease, again, you do tend to have tinnitus accompanying that. Diabetes, thyroid disorders, multiple sclerosis. I've treated many with multiple sclerosis, and I only know now that it's amazing how many of them who suffer with this have tinnitus. Anxiety, depression, certain medicines, chemotherapy medicines can sometimes cause lots of complications. Antibiotics, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, aspirin, industrial noise, constant loud noise, listening to music with headphones like the idiot I was. So take those headphones off. I see lots of the younger ones with these headphones stuck in. So they're not just annoying to everybody else on the train when you've got it blasted out, they're damaging your ears. Okay, it's not always preventable though, is tinnitus, and this is the real problem. Now, unfortunate that tinnitus happens as a direct reaction to other treatments that are needed sometimes to try and save a life. Or another condition that you may have can lead to tinnitus. I once treated a lady with MS who didn't tell me she had tinnitus. I was treating her for anxiety and other problems. Then when she came for another session, she said that she was feeling so good and that her tinnitus was not there anymore. And I said to her, I didn't know you actually had tinnitus. She says, oh yes, but compared to everything else, it was not my main issue. But she was glad to get rid of it. Now, this is a human trait. My tinnitus is worse than yours. While sometimes we think our problem is worse than anyone else's, it's a natural human reaction and thought that we have. The reality is we're all very similar, and the main difference is between how one person experiences anything to another is down to how we process our thoughts and the way we send the message to our mind, our subconscious mind. We can send the signals in a positive way or a negative way. The half full, half empty glass scenario. Whichever way you send it, it will have an effect. Hypnotherapy and tinnitus. Okay, so what has this to do with tinnitus? Well, I do believe that hypnotherapy and meditation can prevent tinnitus. This is one of the common misconceptions that most have about hypnotherapy, that if it actually works, you go and try it when you have the problem. No, that is not when you do it. I think this is the wrong way around, but believe hypnotherapy is one of the best preventative therapies you can have. While I have had a good level of success with clients who have tinnitus, it is still lower than the success with other clients I've helped. Smoking cessation, phobias, and my most successful being weight loss are trigger patterns created that are very similar to each other and the neurological pathways they follow. But why does hypnotherapy, you may be asking yourself, how can you have it for tinnitus years before you even get it? Well, it doesn't treat directly tinnitus at that time. What it's actually doing is preparing your overall body and mind, most importantly, being in a relaxed state of mind with meditation, because a big part, I'm convinced, of tinnitus, and there's many research papers that say this, that stress, anxiety really does play a big part in having tinnitus or getting tinnitus. Now, the real question is why I no longer have tinnitus. Although I follow a path of self-hypnosis and meditation, I realised it was having no effect on my tinnitus. So subconsciously, maybe it's the reason my success rate in the treatment of tinnitus is lower than any other treatments I give. Maybe through my own disbelief. It transmits through the way I give treatment. Maybe if you want to try another hypnotherapist. But even me just saying that, I'm doing an affirmation about disbelief, and that every time you say something, it goes in, good or bad. But my success, the 7th time lucky. I do believe, though, the success I've had is down to something I am more than just a bit sceptical about. Even though I promote some products to clients that I feel would genuinely benefit them, I see too many bogus claims made about products that you could get from the local store for a quarter of the price. So when I came across yet another tinnitus promotion to me, I thought, here we go again. But when I saw it come through again, it came up on my computer. This time I read it. I knew some of the ingredients and thought it sounds a bit plausible. I'd just been experiencing a particularly bad time with my tinnitus, the high pitch all day and a droning noise when I was trying to sleep. It just wouldn't go away. It felt as though there was a truck or a big vehicle outside our house just ticking over. And then the next night there was another one with it as well. It just getting worse and worse. So I suppose this triggered me to have a look in desperation, really. I decided to order. I thought, why not? I may as well try. I can't really say how it has helped me, really, or should I say the transformation, because it's been remarkable. I believe that if I hadn't found the answer, I would have had to stop doing the hypnotherapy work that I truly love. I really do. I know I change people's lives for the good, and that's another thing. When you can help somebody and make them feel good about themselves and everything they're doing, it has an amazing effect on yourself. It really does make you feel good. So everybody go out there and do something good for somebody, and you'll feel good as well. Anyway, I digress. This has made my life change completely. The crazy thing is, I don't remember my tinnitus stopping. It wasn't until my partner asked why I wasn't mentioning, more like moaning anymore, I realised I couldn't hear that dreadful ringing high pitch in bed that night. I lay there listening, complete silence. It was absolutely incredible. When tinnitus goes and you don't have it anymore, you lose a bit of the memory of how bad it was. And that's like a lot of our not so pleasant experiences we have through life. You know, at the time, they're horrendous and we don't know how we'll cope, but time really is a healer. You know, it doesn't go away, but the bad part of it does dissipate somewhat. And this happened with the tinnitus. I can't really remember. I know it was bad at the time, but now I think, yeah, it wasn't so bad, but it was. I do know, though, that it is such a debilitating condition and would love to be able to give anyone suffering the opportunity to try it for themselves. I've put a link to a detailed review I've carried out. It's a free downloadable PDF. Goes into detail about how I investigated the company and all the compounds first before trying them on myself. It's important to understand the reason it works and what it contains. If you do decide to try, I'd love to hear of your success. One thing I haven't done is put out a YouTube video because there's lots of awful, really truly awful reviews of this product and lots of other products on the internet, and they've had no experience with the product itself. They make out they've used it, they've lost all this weight, they've all done all these things. It's absolute BS. It drives me mad. The only reason they're on there doing that, and that is from the financial aspect. So on that, it is a genuine thing that if you want to try it, that's great. If you don't, it doesn't matter. And I was, I'm not asking for likes and subscribe. Now I never do all this nonsense because I know a lot of them do. It drives me mad. If you want to come back and have a look at another video, that would be fantastic. But I would like to wish you all good health from me, David H. And see you in the next video. Okay, bye-bye for now. Well, I hope you found something useful in this video. If you've been a sufferer of tinnitus, I hope it can somehow help you, because I know it's not a good place to be sometimes when you have this. But anyway, have a look at the details in the description. I'm sure there'll be some way that I'll be able to help a little bit more if you're a sufferer. But for now, I wish you all good health and hopefully see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.